Hey there, welcome to my channel and my home. Today we are in my garage because I am going to show you exactly how I store all of my holiday decor. So let's do it. Hey there, welcome to my channel and to my home. I am so happy to bring you along with me today as I pack away my summer decor and share with you all of my storage, all of my organization tips when it comes to home decor and seasonal decor. This is something that I've shared a few times here in the past, but I'm really going to give you a deeper look into my entire system. So really happy that you're here today. Thank you for joining me. Let's get to organizing. Of course, you know that part of storing holiday decor is how you pack it away at the end of the season. Since July just came to an end and I'm packing away all of my 4th of July summer decor, I thought this would be the perfect time to give you a little look at how I go about storing seasonal items and share a few of my packing tips here with you today. As a self-proclaimed lover of seasonal decorating, which I'm sure you already know if you've spent any amount of time here on my channel, I really value the pieces that I've collected over the years, and I want them to stay nice, neat, and safe while they're packed away. I, of course, try to take extra care and wrap all of my breakables in packing paper or with bubble wrap before placing them in the bins, but I also like to take it a step beyond that and really be thoughtful about how I place each item in the bin in terms of order and what will be surrounding those things that are a bit more sensitive. So I will be sure to place things like linens, throw blankets, and pillows around those breakable pieces as well as I'm putting them into the storage container, just to ensure that they stay safe and secure. This really isn't a tip as much as it is just a reminder to check those items that may have batteries in them and remove them before you pack them away. I always try to do this, but in the past, I am guilty of forgetting to take batteries out of a piece of decor, and then I go to grab it the year after that, and the batteries exploded inside. Not only is it dangerous, but it can completely ruin your items. So just a reminder from me to you, be sure to remember to remove those batteries at the end of the season. Now, this tip is just specific to the 4th of July, but I figured I would share it here since that's what I'm packing away. And that is how I store my flags so that they are not only kept nice for next year's use, but also respected. We do have flag etiquette, and I don't hear people talk about it much here, but I always keep it at the forefront of my mind when I am storing our beautiful American flag. I think it's an important thing to do. I just nicely roll my flags up and tuck them away, usually at the top of my bins. But this just keeps your flags very, very nice. And when you get them out the next year, they have a little bit of a curve to them, which I think always looks really pretty in the decor. Right now, I am just quickly deconstructing the floral centerpiece that I did on the dining table this season so that my faux florals are stored properly and so that I can reuse these flowers and the wooden planters during other seasons and holidays as well, not just in this particular arrangement. I store all of my seasonal florals actually in separate bins, which I will show you in just a bit when we head out to the garage. I store all of my flowers by color and type because I use a lot of the same artificial stems throughout the different seasons and holidays. Since these particular flowers were all cut from their original bundles in order to create this arrangement, I am storing all of the pieces in old shopping bags that I've recycled so that they don't get tossed around too much in the bins and they stay nice, or at least as nice as they possibly can while stored. Plus, it makes them much easier to find when I'm looking for a particular flower type in storage. One of the most asked questions by far here on my channel in my comment section is, where do I store all the stuff? Just a quick disclaimer, we are in the garage today, so you may hear some traffic, some road noise. I do live in a rural area. It is pretty quiet most of the time, but I have neighbors, so you may hear a car going up and down the street. My neighbor's dog was just barking a bit ago. Please ignore all of those things if you hear them today during this video. If you've been here before, you know I go all out for the holidays. You name it, I'm decorating for it, and I am not a minimalist at all. I'm definitely more on the maximalist side of decorating. So I have a lot of seasonal decor that I have collected for many, many years. So I'm gonna share everything with you today because I know a lot of you are curious how I store things, how do I keep things nice in storage, how do I know where things are, and how do I have a place for all of these things that doesn't feel cluttered. The garage is really the hub, the main place I store all of my seasonal decor, except for larger items like my Christmas trees. All of my Christmas trees and seasonal trees, which I have a couple of fall trees, some spring trees, those are all actually in my attic, and they're the only thing in the attic. I'm not gonna take you up there today because it is the end of July and I am in Texas and it is hot. There's no AC in that attic, okay? I'm sorry, but I just can't take you up there today. I don't have it in me. But other than that, I am gonna share everything else. Let's start with the storage shelves. So I get asked about these a lot. I've shared them in past videos. These shelves I purchased originally from Home Depot, one of the best investments I ever made. They're by the brand Husky. I will link them below, and I love these shelves. They are heavy duty. They hold a ton of weight. All of your stuff is protected, and they're industrial. So you really can do a lot with these. They're not gonna move, and I really like that about them. I use all white bins. I know that a lot of the time it's suggested by other organizers and things like that to use clear bins. I also suggest that just depending on your organizational needs. Clear bins can be really, really great for you if you have decor that you want to see or you're storing it somewhere that's tucked away, like if you keep it in your attic or you have a storage closet. I personally did not go with clear bins because I knew that my storage was going to be out in my garage. I actually park my car right here usually. I have it on the other side of the garage for the sake of this video right now. When I come in, I see this almost every single day. When the garage is open, my neighbors can see it. So I wanted to be very cognizant of how it looked. I wanted it to still look nice, neat, and tidy. And sometimes I feel like clear bins, especially this many in such a large space, could maybe look a little bit cluttered. So I went with white bins. My systems worked really well for me. I've had this system going for about I guess, gosh, almost 7 years now. 7 years is when I moved into this house and started using the white bin system. So I'm gonna take you through and show you how I use all the space. So over here is all the Christmas, and there is a method to my madness. I do zone everything, and it's not only zoned by holiday or season, but it's also zoned by type of items. For example, on the top shelf, I have all of my ornaments and Christmas ribbons. That's all that's up there. Maybe a couple of other things, but I know that all of my ornaments are up there in one place. That's where I keep them. And then down here is more of the actual decor pieces and things like that. On this side, you still have Christmas, so it goes Christmas all the way until you get to this shelf, and then this bin. So like this bin over, this is all Christmas, this shelf is Christmas. But then right in here are other seasonal bins. So I have my St. Patrick's Day, I have Valentine's, and then I think I have Easter down at the bottom here on this side. And it is a bit in order, right? So you go from Christmas usually to Valentine's decor, is what I do, and then you go into St. Patrick's Day and then Easter. So that's kind of how I have this here. And then I have a few other smaller bins here that are important. So I have extra pillows and throws in this bin, and these pillows and throws are mostly non-seasonal things that I maybe use throughout different seasons, so they're all in here. And then I keep my seasonal dish towels all in here. I guess I can show you guys in these bins. So as you can see, they're just folded. The Christmas is currently on top, but I just keep any and all seasonal dish towels right in here, and then I can reach for them when I get to that particular season. You'll notice that I haven't finished labeling all the bins here. I've actually cut a bunch of labels that I still need to put on the bins, but I know what's in them. So then here is my paper goods for different seasons. This is really just for entertaining. I like to have paper cocktail napkins and things for guests, things for the guest bathroom for the different seasons that look pretty, and that's all in there in those bins. Please excuse the noise. My neighbor just started mowing, so if you can hear that in the background, I'm very sorry. And then this bin is actually one that I use every single season. This bin is very messy, but it is my catch-all kind of hardware bin that I just keep things that I'm gonna need every single season. This is the messiest bin I own, so the fact I'm showing this to you means I really love you and I know you're not gonna judge me. Just has anything and everything that I could possibly need outside of a toolbox, and it's in a nice white bin, so I can cart this around throughout the holiday season. Got one of the most important things I use, zip ties. These are crucial to any holiday decor install. And then the rest of the seasonal decor is on this rack. You've got summer at the bottom. I have one spring box down here, and then summer and 4th of July, which you saw me put up a few moments ago. And then I have fall on this shelf. This is all the fall bins for the inside of the home. Then I have Halloween. And right above Halloween is a very important little shelf for me because these are bins that I use just about every season and holiday. This is where I keep all of my florals, with the exception of this one bin, which is reusable totes. Not seasonal decor related, but very essential to have right here in the garage. But up here on this shelf is all my artificial florals. So I've got them labeled by green, white. I have a whole bin of moss. I use a lot of moss just about every season. I also have multicolored florals over in the corner, which is where I keep all the vibrant colors and things. So I do need to still put up some of the florals from the 4th of July centerpiece, and I'm gonna put them in the white bin and then in the multi-floral bin. I have the multicolor florals in this larger one for obvious reasons because I have more of those than other colors. And here's the white. White is pretty packed. We're gonna see if we can fit those extras in there. So I'm gonna just put the red and blue flowers that I used in my centerpiece this year for the 4th in here. And if you notice, I did use plastic grocery bags. Not to worry, these bags I've had for a very long time. Okay, then we're gonna put the white in here. I may actually opt to put these 2 white ones in here because I just don't wanna smush these beautiful flowers. These are my favorite cabbage roses to use. These flowers I get asked about the most. They're from Hobby Lobby. I actually cut one off because they come in bundles. These are my favorites. I use them in just about every season, maybe with the exception of Christmas, but because I don't want to flatten any of these, I'm gonna put the other whites right in here. But I'll know where they are, you know, it's not that big of a deal. This is a really good time for me to show you the different bin sizes that I have. So I have 3 different sizes. You can see this is a medium and a large, and then this bin is the small size that I have. These are the 3 sizes that I use, and they work really, really great for me. Ooh, let's see if I can do this without a ladder. I was trying to do it without a ladder. Didn't put the lid on tight enough. That's okay. I should probably be using a ladder anyway, right? Like, I'm sharing this online. You're gonna get yelled at. Okay, I'll be responsible and use a ladder for this one. So right now you're probably asking, how do I know what's in each bin? And that's a great question. So I use probably what some will think is a pretty antiquated system, but it really works for me because I'm just a pen and paper gal. I don't really want to use an app. There are some really great digital options for this, and I know that, but I'm just set in my ways, and this is what works for me. So please excuse how dirty this lid is. It's been in here since the holidays. I just use a note card and these plastic sleeves where I write down exactly what's in the bin, and then I just tuck it in here, and then I will know come next season when I'm ready to get it out. So that is where I store the bulk of my holiday decor, but I still have a few things that I like to store in my garage storage closet, which I'm so fortunate to have such a great storage closet. The builder was really thinking of everything when he put this in. It goes underneath the staircase in my house. So let me take you inside and show you what's in here. So this is my garage storage closet. I keep the overflow of holiday decor in here, as well as non-seasonal decor that I use often. 2 of the most important things that are in here are these grand nutcrackers. This is the perfect spot for them. And then I usually keep the Santa that I have, my little 5-foot Santa, right here as well, but I removed him from the closet for the sake of this video, just so I could show you all of the decor that was also behind him. So one thing I have in here that is not decor related is my backstock. I keep backstock of paper towels and toilet paper, as well as water. I think I mentioned before that I do live in a rural area, so it is not that easy to always get to the grocery store. So I always keep a few months supply of water and toiletries on hand, always have. That came in very handy in 2020, let me tell you. And also in the freeze of 2021 here, we had a freeze and we didn't have water for 3 weeks. So emergency water is always a good idea. So on this wall, right when you walk in, I do have a few other bins, and probably my most favorite bowl that I own. It's just very large and there's not a great place to put it, so I just slide it on top of these. But I keep all of my pillow covers in this bin. If you know, then you know. I love a good Amazon pillow cover, especially the velvet ones. I'll link them below. They're my favorite. They're a great price. I get them in 2 different sizes, usually the 18-inch and the 20, and I keep them all in here. This has household hardware. I'm not going to open that, but it has things like extra hooks and bits and bobs and bolts and screws. And then this one is also, I would classify it like miscellaneous decor. I need to label all of these. I've just been a bit laxed about it because I know what's in them. Miscellaneous decor, again, smaller bits and bobs that I kind of know what they are. They're non-seasonal, but they don't really have a place on the shelf, so they go in there. And then finally, I keep all of my table crochet. If you know me, then you know I love a good crochet piece for a table, like just a little doily or a runner or something like that. I love a good piece. So I keep those in here, and I also keep all of my velvet ribbon in that bin as well. Up here at the top is where I keep my silver service. In my last home, I had a really great display. I had a built-in bar in my last home, so I had a wonderful place to display my silver service. But here, it's just easier to keep it tucked away and pull it out when I need it. And then this bin is, I'm not gonna pull it down because it's quite heavy, but it has extra organizational things, like extra drawer organizers and things that I can pull from. Surprise, surprise. I'm sure you're shocked by that. But and then these 2 bins, oddly enough, are paper goods. It's where I keep wrapping paper and gift bags and tissue. They're all in there. One of the best things that I did in this closet was put in this pegboard to store my seasonal wreaths. I really like to keep these up off the floor And there's no better way to store these if they don't have an original box. Now, I do store my Balsam Hill wreaths all in their original boxes on the top shelf out in my garage because they come in such great, sturdy cardboard boxes that I can store them in there and they stay nice and neat and safe until the next season. But for all my other wreaths, I do keep them in here on pegboard so that they are off the floor, out of the way until I'm ready to use them again. And I just stack 2. I usually have 2 of each wreath. I do have double front doors. If I like a wreath, I try to get 2 when I can. They are stacked back to back. And I will link everything that I've used here, the pegboards and the pegs, because they weren't that easy to find the right link. So I'll link all of that for you in the description. Another thing that I store in this closet are all of my seasonal pictures and wall art. I have a lot of that for Christmas, for Halloween, for fall, even for the 4th of July. You'll see I just put this back in there. So, but it all fits really nicely in this nook right under the stairs on this wall. So I can even walk in here between the art and the wreaths and see everything that I have. This is probably my favorite storage shelf because this houses all of what I call my non-seasonal decor that I pull from when I'm changing out the decor inside. A lot of these pieces can be used throughout the seasons. If you know me, then you know I'm a decor lover. I change it up all the time. And so I really needed a good place to store my items where they weren't packed away. The issue with packing away non-seasonal decor, and if you have to, I totally get it because we don't all have the space in our home to do something like this. But if you can, it's really nice to be able to store it on an open shelf like this in your storage unit or your storage closet, because then you can come and shop your own shelf and see really what you have. And I keep it organized by type, or at least in a way I know. Like up top, I have some smaller prints and frames that are just non-seasonal and a few other things that fit up there. And then on this shelf, I keep a lot of my vases and then some apothecaries and then a few candle holders and pots on this end. And then down on this one, I have all of my chargers that I use season after season. And then I have some cake stands. I keep my extra mason jars here, and then a few blue and white pieces are right there because they fit really nicely there. And then this shelf is kind of a hodgepodge of different things. I have bowls, I have some tabletop decorative pieces, got some extra bins, candle holders, things like that. And then on the bottom, I actually have more bins that house things that are smaller and make more sense to be stored in a bin, more so than on a shelf. So I have all of my tapered candle holders in here. I know that looks kind of messy, but I have a lot of them and they're all in there and I know what's in there. And then I have my frames and my picture frame holders in this bin. And then finally, I keep votives and very small vases in this bin. I have shared a lot more of my storage tips and organization here on my channel in the past, so if you're looking for more storage tips, definitely check those videos out. I will have them linked for you in the description below. All right, so that is it. That is how I store and organize my holiday decor. Next time we are out here, we will be taking out all of the fall and Halloween decor, which is really, really exciting. That's coming up before we know it. So I hope you'll join me back on my channel again very soon. We are about to enter the fall season. Lots of decorating is going to be going on, lots of fun. So I hope to see you then. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here today. I will see you again very soon. But until I do, take care and happy decorating.